Video's not real. It's AI generated. That's why the hands are all fucked up. It's all just a bunch of ones and zeros in the matrix. I'm not really a real person. I mean, it's clearly not true. I'm real. I'm real. I think. Am I real or is this fake? YouTube's introducing new policies that are requiring its creators to label their content if it's AI generated video, which is good because, you know, AI video generation's getting better. Did you put the spaghetti clip? No, like AI generation is getting it's getting better. So it's important that we don't mislead people with AI content. So it's good that they're requiring people to label their videos if it's AI generated and not real. There are like exceptions, you know, like clearly animated stuff doesn't need to be required the label, which it still should. You should know that the cartoon video you're watching isn't someone's actual hard work. It's just stolen material generated into, you know, a new picture or new video or whatever, right? Like, it should recognize that as well. It doesn't require you to label if you use AI to help write your scripts. But again, if I think maybe there should be something, because like I know there's a lot of content creators that use it to help do rewrites or whatever of a script. But I watched a video, or I tried to watch a video. It was a 24-hour compilation of true crime stories. And they used an AI to write the script for each story, and it was and then used text to speech to read to narrate it, and that also doesn't require the label. But the text to speech couldn't pronounce the words right. Nobody proofread what the AI wrote, so it was repeating the same nonsensical sentence like 3-4 times in a row, just with slight variations, and it was never in a way that made it any more understandable. It was bad. I watched one of the stories and I noped out of the video. And so, but it doesn't require labels on that. It only requires, like, basically if the whole video is. So Quebblecop. But Quebblecop at least has been open that his is all AI. I mean, originally it was kind of obvious, but then he's progressed, and you know, but like he'll have to label it, and if you don't, like, you're risking actions taken against your account, which would include, I guess, you know, demonetization. But they don't want to do anything about, like, you know, the scam ads that are all AI generated. You know, the ones like Mr. Beast and Elon Musk sitting on the Joe Rogan show talking about some clearly obvious scam. You know, they're not going to do anything about those. They're not going to do anything but all the AI generated ads, label them as AI generated, or let alone, you know, just stop them from airing on their platform, because that's money for them, and they only care about the content on their website that's being created by its users, not by the people giving them the money. That part doesn't matter. They're going to take that money that airs on your video, and then they're going to demonetize you, so they're not going to give you any of that scam money either. Because I don't know. That's a whole other issue. What I'm saying is that AI generated content is going to have to be labeled, which is good, because it's becoming more and more prevalent, and it's, you know, it really does matter that, like, you should know that the videos you're watching are using AI generation or not. What's also crazy is with OpenAI now having the video generation with their thing, they were asked about where they gathered their. Am I am I using text to speech? I just mispronounced gathered. They where they gathered their sources from for the video generation, and when asked if they used YouTube, the lady made a weird face and like refused to really answer because they definitely use YouTube. They said was it licensed sources that they, meaning they have the license for, as well as publicly available sources. But publicly available doesn't mean that it's still not copyright protected. Publicly available, TV is publicly available shit. I can turn on a TV and watch that stuff. That doesn't mean I have the rights to any of it, right? I can watch it. Publicly available, and you having the right to use it for training your AI are like, that seems completely different. It's not really YouTube's place to do much there because they don't really know what the laws are and stuff. But I mean, it is kind of YouTube's place to, as a platform that's heavily, where its users are heavily affected by that content theft. It is kind of their obligation, in a sense, to make. It's in their best interests, for sure, to maybe levy their influence on government to make things happen to prevent that kind of theft, because like, I mean, now they're just gonna have to pay out, right? Like, if a decision gets made, they'll just have to pay out the content creators that got stolen from. It won't really be much because that would be a class action thing, and by the time it gets done, they're dividing all that money up to so many people, it would be so little in that you're getting. But it's the point of the thing is, like, they owe all of those content creators money for stealing their content to train their sources. I mean, if you agreed to it, that's one thing, but they would have to make that deal with YouTube, and as far as I know, they don't have that deal, and then YouTube would have to disclose that deal is there to its content creators, so they can either decide whether or not they want to upload or not. And in their best interest, if they were to do that route, it would be like probably a box you could click, like agree to let that information get used to train AIs, or don't, right? Like, that would be a good option to go with. But right now, they don't have anything like that because they're not actually partnered with OpenAI. OpenAI just probably went, here's YouTube and here's everything else. Who knows? They probably just scoured the entire internet, and like, for all we know, it's trained on stolen, like, the pirated websites of like pirated movies and TV shows and stuff too, right? We don't really know. Did they exclude porn out of its models? I was like, can you get it to generate? I think they've made it so you can't generate porn, but like, does it have the ability to? Probably does. It probably has been trained on like anything they could get their grubby little hands on, which would include YouTube, because it's not behind a paywall. And even then, there's ways to get around paywalls. And like, I'm just saying, this whole thing because there's not really a lot of regulations in place to deal with AI yet. So it's a lot of gray areas, and a lot of shady things are probably being done to train these models, but that's, I guess, not really what I was here to talk about. The labeling on YouTube. It's good that, content creators are gonna have to start labeling their videos as AI generated or not. I do think that, again, it should include more. If the script, I don't know, like that one's a gray area, because like there are a lot of people do it and will proofread it though and make sure it at least makes sense. But then if you're doing that, and you're not proofreading it, and you're just getting a text to speech, which is also again not required, it should be required. It just becomes this garbage. I don't know. Just what do you guys think about the AI stuff? Do you use it? I've used it in my scam baiting for image generating on my thumbnails. I used a lot of AI generated scammers because I don't want to take a photo off the internet of some random dude and, you know, put him as the face of a scammer. So I would do that. I would use some OpenAI to help generate like trivia questions when I was doing things like that with the scammers. But like I didn't really, most of the like 99% of the video is still human created and everything else. I don't know. What do you guys think though? Like, is YouTube's new policy good enough? Does it need to be more? I was gonna say, should they get rid of the scam ads? That's not a question. They should get rid of the scam ads. But what do you think though? Let us know. Let me know. Like the videos too and stuff. Check out other ones. I'm getting better at. Am I getting better? I don't know. I'm making more of these though. There's that. But yeah,